Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing. Y'all. So many people have been talking about that song, and there's a collective that feels like that song's inappropriate. And then there's a collective that is like using that song as a way to motivate and empower themselves. And I'm on that side because it's talking about, even though her mom may not approve of what she's doing, she's going to keep doing it because it's fun and it's what feels good to her. And if that's based on a true story, look where it's led up to now for her. So I just feel like a lot of times when we go down a path that people don't understand or they disapprove of or it's against their beliefs, that they want to stop us from going down that path, or they view it as a negative path just because they don't understand it. I know that's a tale as old as time, but it feels so relevant to so many people right now who are waking up. And I definitely pulled the pink candle because of the Pink Pony Club, but also the pink represents, as soon as I touched it, was self-love. And I'm not talking about love, I mean self-love. That's what's heavy today, is the transformation that is happening with people who are increasing their self-love. Because what happens is you don't just automatically wake up and be in a good mood and life is wonderful and everything is beautiful and I'm going to keep on dancing. It's not that. When you increase your self-love, just like that candle fell over because I didn't put it on a stable foundation. I've made quite the little sand wax buildup thing here. Sorry, I'm just trying to literally build a solid foundation for this candle to stand in. So that's definitely a message here, is when you can tell that you're waking up from the matrix. I'm hearing when you're waking up from the societal conditionings that you've been through and the trauma, and you're realizing that like life is supposed to be different from what you are living or are currently living, and you start waking up and and so you realize you want to increase your self-love because you can tell that's the direction you're going in. And it's like some people just stay woken up but never take the steps to like, okay, I've woken up, but this is miserable. Like I've woken up, but now I see everything and it's too much and I want to go back in. And there are people that, I mean, once you wake up, you can't go back in. But some people just get so, okay, for example, in the Matrix, what was the guy who betrayed them? Cypher? Is that who it was? Anyways, he woke up, hated it, couldn't grow or heal or see the beauty of it. So he wanted to go back in and he betrayed them to do it. And then look where he ended up, right? So, but as far as, it's so funny to me. Oh my God, how much the Matrix is like the self-love journey, because Neo had to choose. He knew there was something different and he had to choose to go into something he didn't know, and when he got there, he was like, this is the real world. This is it. Like, oh my God. But then once he realized like what he had inside of him, and then the fact that Trinity also had it inside of her, they were the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I'm sure I'm not the first one to say that. But it just makes me think that the directors of that movie, they kind of, I don't know if they've ever said that in interviews. I probably want to do some research on that. But it just is so apparent to me, the correlation of the Matrix to the waking up experience, your spiritual waking, self-actualization, all of that high stuff, right? So I came on here to tell you guys I was really something was going on with me earlier. I woke up super early and couldn't go back to sleep, and I just decided to get out of bed, and I got my day started, and it felt great. I had energy. I felt good. And then bebop a boop boop on later, I just my whole spirit and soul was down, and I was crying, and I was feeling like, what's the point in all of this? I don't know how much more I can take of this, cuz I don't the feelings I'm feeling, they're just like depression. Super super depression. And like it's like, how am I supposed to pull myself out of this? So I'm literally wandering around just like, what? I didn't even have energy. I had no energy, and I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, this can't be mine, or maybe it is, but I know that this is temporary. And so I'm like, in the back of my head, there's like another voice happening going, just be patient through this energy, be patient through these emotions, let them pass, don't judge them, because it felt like something I had to go through. And so I literally spent all morning trying to get through this energy. And I took a nap. The nap, I think, made it worse, or something happened while I napped that I'm not consciously aware of that seemed to bring me down even more. But you know what's so interesting? Please let it be on the top. I was drawing cards this morning at 6 a.m. because I didn't know what else to do. And the card that came out of this mystical shamanic oracle deck that I recently got was the lower world. And I think because I felt so good this morning, and then out comes this card, and all of a sudden I'm feeling low. And so I was sitting here going, what do I do? And this is like my space of where I'm like, I feel closest to spirit. My mom's right here. I have all my positive things that just cheer me up around me, you know? And um, so then I hear, you just let it pass. And I hear this voice, okay, it's okay. Just like this calming voice. And then I heard it go, you need to get high. And I was like, oh my God, that is what I need to do. And so I had to go through the motions of raising my vibration. And I knew I needed to do that all along, but it's like when I came into this sacred space where the energy felt much clearer, it's like, oh, duh, get yourself high, spiritually high. So I dinged my bell, I lit some sage, I went outside and grounded, I pet my doggies, I lit a candle, I put on some music that was like high vibrational music. I turned on Pink Pony Club, and I turned on Pink Pony Club and then just danced around a little bit, kind of moved my body. And well, I'll be darned if that didn't work. I mean, truly, I feel so much lighter than I was earlier. And I just feel so much more clear headed now. And Spirit was like, oh, that's the thing it told me to do, was that you're going through this so that you can tell about your experience, so that you can feel what it feels like to be in this state. Because if I am going down this spiritual path of wanting to be a healer who is healing and providing guidance to people, I've got to be able to feel or be empathetic to what they're going through. And I am an empath. So I was able to feel this very low. I mean, look at this. I was definitely there. Definitely there in the lower world. And it was really tough to be there, you guys. I mean, I think I felt the feelings of someone at their very low, 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 low. And that is real tough to come out of. So someone here, I feel like, and this could be a general collective because we're all waking up, right? We're all waking up and we're on this self-love journey, but yet we're going through this depression, this low state where we're like, was this worth it? Like, I feel like you're at the point Cypher was. Like, I don't know. I don't think I can do this. And so Spirit wanted me to come on here, and I really truly hope, and I'm putting the intention out there, that this message reaches the people that need to hear this. Because I can tell Spirit is here wanting to reach out to the ones that need to hear this about how to get out of this depressive state that you're in, almost to the point of giving up completely. Now, some of you might see that as surrendering. Surrendering is different from quitting, okay? Surrendering is when you go, I feel like I'm trying to control this, and me trying to control it is driving me crazy. I am going to release the reins and give it to Spirit to take control of. I trust that whatever Spirit brings into my life is of my highest good, and it is of my highest self and highest path. And it aligns with my desires. But when you quit, that's when you give into the heaviness and the lower vibrations. And you decide to Spirit's stopping me in my tracks right now because I just got a vision of when like a bad guy origin story where they had a moment, kind of like Magneto off of X-Men, where he has a good heart, and he was best friends with Charles Xavier, but at some point it just became too much, and he was hurt too much, and he saw too much, and so he turned to the darkness, where you decide that you no longer have the fight in you to raise your vibration, and you accept the darkness. That's what's happening is you give up on raising your vibration. You give up on healing and growing, and you let your darkness consume you. And that's where you're at right now. Actually, where you're at is on a line. You're at a crossroads where you can decide to let this darkness consume you, or you can let it sit with it. Know that it's not all of you, that this is temporary, that you have to go through this to want to get better. And some of you are going to choose to get better, and some of you are not. So I want to know from Spirit, those of you that want to choose to get better, how you can do it. How can you get out of the lower world and back into balance? How can we do that, Spirit? That's what we want to know. So I'm using my Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. We've got fire on the bottom right away. Fire. So what gives you passion? What gives you glory? What gives you pride? What gives you love? What drives you? What motivates you? Inside. It has to be inside, from inside. If you're finding that, for example, I hear someone saying my kids. Okay, those are outside of you. They were inside of you. So at some point they were inside of you. But that is no longer relevant. They are outside now. They're growing. They're becoming their own person. They're learning their lessons. They're walking their path. You don't have control over their path anymore except to be a guide and a nurturer and to give them love and show them what love looks like and show them how to show up for themselves and be a model to what it's like choosing to love yourself. That's what your job is, okay? But now, this fight, you can no longer say that your children are why you do, because that's only temporary fire. That's only temporary reason. This is Spirit wanting you to find the reason. inside? What do you feel inside? What does your heart feel like right now? Why does it feel that way? Have you even given yourself the love that you are willing to give your children? Why do you sacrifice yourself? And if you don't have children, this can be anything, your partner, your family. It's just you look outside of yourself for motivation, for the reason why. And Spirit is saying that is not how you get out of this depressive state. In fact, that will drive you further into it. Okay. But what if my kids are struggling? Yes, that is very tough. Oh my God, that's so tough. You never want to see your kids struggling. And I can't ask you to choose to not focus on that and to look away from that. But you're still their parent, their guardian, and you're someone who has passed down what you were taught. So what are you passing down to them? Are you passing down the same patterns and lessons and cycles that your parents and grandparents and ancestors did that were toxic and don't move you? They keep you down in the lower world. So what are you passing down? That's what Spirit wants you to really think about. Okay? You guys. There it is. There we are. But look at the contrast here. Wait. What's behind fire? Oh my God. Look at this. So behind fire was middle worlds. And then we have the lower world. So we've got lower world, middle world, and then fire. So fire here feels like creation to me, but it also feels like elevation. Because we have the lower world and then the middle world and then fire. But the way it came out, and I swear I see a phoenix rising up out of that fire right there. But also this is creation. So something Spirit I feel like is wanting me to say is at some point we created the lower world. We're used to this middle world and we tend to ignore or neglect the lower world. And Spirit wants you to bring fire to both. And that's how you're going to heal the relationship that you have with the lower world and the middle world. What is up here now? The Rainmaker? That number 42 is significant here. 4s and 2s are very showing up a lot. Also, when I go to the gym, I hang my keys on the number 42. I don't know if I should have said that. And then, interesting. Hanging my keys. Hang my keys. Hang my keys. Something about hanging something up. The serpent. Oh, yeah. Transformation. I mean, it's so obvious. Okay, so I want to look into the guidebook because I feel like there's more messages here, especially about this lower middle world here. And I this is the most energy I have felt from pulling these cards. And I'm getting a lot of messages from them, but I'm also feeling like there's more messages in the guidebooks. Those crows, you may be seeing crows a lot lately. Also, there's something here about lowering the canopy or increasing the, there's something about raising the canopy here. Okay. Raising the canopy. So you may have just done that with some of your trees. I know I did. I also see a feminine figure here with almost like a pregnancy belly. So someone here could be pregnant, or this could just be the energy of birth and creation, and the swirls, the swirl there. Um, I was just watching a documentary on mysteries of the world, and there's a spiral natural structure. Transformation kept wanting to come out. So obviously we are spiraling into our next transformation. We are leveling up, you guys. The moon seems significant here. The moon and the sun, that balance of light and dark, masculine and feminine. The number 36 seems significant. You could be 36 years old. I'm also hearing 36 weeks and 36 hours. 1 year in someone's life can make a huge difference. I just heard that. It's like we're in a rush. It's like we feel like a year is a long time, but it just goes by like that. The Rainmaker. This feels like magician energy to me. Being able to control. Well, I heard the elements, but that's not what I wanted to say. It's like spirit's really talking through me right now. The ability to control the elements, but also to use the elements to your advantage. Rainmaker is like using the energies and the elements to manifest and bring about. Yeah, okay, so the whole thing here is how do we get out of this depressive state? And the Rainmaker, of course, comes because you can literally control the energy around you. And all those things I mentioned that I did today are ways to do it. Jump up and down, shake your body. I took a shower. That was one thing I did that always Water's very cleansing. The Rainmaker. Yes, water. Sprinklers are going to be out. Run through the sprinklers this summer. That is so beautiful. Also, I'm hearing water your plants. Watering your plants is another way. You guys, yes, Spirit is definitely wanting me to give these messages. If you have plants, water them, touch them, talk to them, look at them if you don't have the energy to talk or do any of that. If you feel like this is nonsense, that is literally your ego saying that. And I feel like somebody's ego's going, this is silly. I'm not talking to my plants. Well, this is spirit telling you what to do, and you not listening is silly to me. but also that is that lower world still trying to like grab at you. That sounds silly. You shouldn't do that. Come back down here, you know? I'm also like, yeah, it's that lower vibration. It's your ego saying it's silly. Okay. Be careful when you're out in nature of poison ivy and things that give you rashes. I'm hearing it's going to be very strong this summer. I was cleaning out some brush in my backyard, and thank God I know what it looks like at this point because I've gotten hit by it so often now. So I saw it going up the tree, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, I respect you, bye-bye." And I backed away. Do not go near it. So leaves of 5 and leaves of 3 is what I can tell you. Okay. Also, if it's a vine, yeah. Vines on trees those are going to be not good. You may be seeing a lot of birds lately. All right. I was going to get the guidebook for these. So fire. Oh, I turned to 22. And 22 is a very powerful number and also confirmation of the energies I'm feeling. And this is called the ghost dance. So I do feel the presence of ancestors and the spirit world here of loved ones that have passed on. The pink candle is lit for you. So the ghost dance, united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. So I'm also getting Coco, that movie Coco. It's so good if you haven't watched it. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. Acknowledge them. They came before you. You wouldn't even be here if it weren't for your ancestors. Your mom's mom. They passed down, and that's what I've been getting so thick lately, and it's coming right now too. Is that and this is my mom also speaking to me. That they passed down not just their trauma, but all of their strength, all of their courage, all of their bravery, all of their truth. They didn't just pass down their trauma, they passed down everything to you. Thank you. And so they just want to be acknowledged for that because they went through it too. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. Y'all, I literally said that right before I read it. So that is some thick energy I'm feeling. From your ancestors, they want you to acknowledge them. They passed you down for a reason. You made it to this point for a reason. And once they leave us, the physical world, and they came here knowing what they were going to pass down, and you came here knowing what they were going to pass down and what you were going to do in this lifetime to deal with all that. Yeah. The ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. I love that. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. See, they would have let the depression get them down, or maybe your ancestor had the strength to overcome their depression and they passed that down to you. So which one are you feeling? Are you breaking a bad pattern, or are you carrying on the strength that they had? Step into the abundance that is offered to you. Receive the gifts of those that have come before you and write a new story for your life. I am so glad I stopped on this page and followed my intuition. If you're trapped in a vicious cycle, mourning a lost youth or opportunities missed, it is time to make an altar for the ancestors. Collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, open the windows to release them to their destiny and to the wind. Be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, as the people we loved or hurt have a way of reappearing in our lives. There is no learning for you there anymore. Okay. Honestly, I wonder, okay. All right, I'm gonna. Sorry, guys. Spirit was really thick just then, and I was trying to figure out if it was personal or if I needed to say it. I feel like some of you, your ancestors are wanting to call to you now because so strongly because you're holding something back. You're holding something back, either feelings you haven't admitted to fully yet, or a truth you don't want to say out loud, or knowing that if you say something or make a decision about it, that it's going to change your whole life. So your ancestors are coming forward to nudge you in the direction of making a decision. It feels very heavy. It feels so heavy. Oh, it hurts my heart. Makes me want to cry. And so I know this is a heavy decision for you. I can feel myself being pulled back into the lower world with this energy. So I'm going to clear it off of me. I'm going to ding my bell. And we're going to get back to that high vibing state. Yes. Okay. So, fire. I'm starting to think Spirit doesn't want me to read this. They say you've got the messages. Yeah. So for fire, warm your hands and your heart by your inner fire. Let it burn away your hardships. Let it consume your pain and your sorrow. I just got for some of you a session of Reiki would be very beneficial for you. Has life become too rigid, too cold, or too superficial? Light a candle or make a bonfire and toss into the flames everything that has become stiff and painful. Give it all to the fire for rapid transformation. Set your life on fire. So that's an invitation for those of you that feel like doing a physical ritual will help move the energy. Okay. You know what is so funny? These cards, the way they came out, the numbers are in order. 19, 31, 36, 42, and 46, literally going in order. I wonder if these were this for some of you. This almost feels like for some of you, these are ages where something very significant has happened to you or will happen to you. I almost see like a whole lifetime here. So think about when you were 19 years old. What makes you think of this fiery place? I'm feeling passion here. This must be a time in your life when there was a lot of passion going on. And I do mean sensually. And then 31, you may have gone through a time of depression, maybe not even knowing if you could pull out of it. And at 36, this is you putting roots down, I feel like. Putting roots down. This could be someone's loved one who had probably passed and it really affected you hardcore and it got to you around this time of your life. That doesn't have to be for everybody. But here I see you putting down roots, kind of trying to find balance. Now that balance is being disrupted and you are being invited to create the life you truly want. This feels like the life that you thought you wanted. And then here at 46, you have totally transformed, shed all of those old layers, and are living the life of your dreams. That's what I feel from that. And it feels really good. All right, 31. Oh, listen to this. Fruit has been coming up a lot lately for me. And this reads, the lower world is a place of rich and fruitful darkness where we can find the disowned parts of ourselves and the abandoned aspects of our psyches. The lower world is the place of our ancestors where we discover the gifts and lessons from the past. It's the realm of the collective unconscious. Here we can meet our demons and transform them into pure energy, our source of personal power. So I just saw a demon who approaches you, and this is a demon that was hurt. It's a demon that was hurt by something that they misunderstood. And now that you've gotten older, you can now approach that demon and say, look here, It wasn't what you thought it was. At the time it appeared like this, but now that I've gotten older, I can let you know, sir, madam, that that's not what it was. Actually, what was happening was this. And then your demon just goes, "Hmm. Well, I can't be mad if that's the truth, you know. I can't be upset or sad or feel disowned or abandoned. Okay, fine. What's next, you know?" um it is time to unearth your hit. Somebody must like mess with their hair a lot. I'm just getting that like sensation to want to flip my hair and it's time to unearth your hidden treasures. Do not make yourself small in order for others to like or accept you. Bring out the gems and precious stones that you've kept inside your heart, hidden even from yourself. I'm getting pearl. It's time to honor your past and recast your life as a heroic quest. I've been getting the message to romanticize your life. As you journey into the lower world, you will be offered all the gifts of your ancestors. Their struggles, the way they hurt, the way they lived, and the way they died will become blessings. So, whoo, 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 whoo. Okay, let me get through this without getting emotional. Please, Spirit, help me. Thank you. My mom passed away from ALS, and so we had 7 months with her when we found out the diagnosis, but her issues started way before then. And in that 7 months, you know, I made a comment to my husband that this is so unfair. Like, no, I like to see her body and everything betray her and make her dependent and lose her autonomy and have to depend on others when she's been this fiercely independent woman her whole life. I saw her go through things you never want to see somebody go through, you know. Seeing her body just weaken and stop working, and she accepted it with so much grace. I mean, she was very emotional, of course, but she accepted it, you know? And I think it was harder for us to accept than it was her. It was a struggle, I tell you. It was a struggle for all of us, and but imagine seeing herself change in the mirror and seeing her foot just drop and not raise back up and watching just looking at her arm being dead weight on her and having to figure out comfortable ways because it's she loses control of her body but she didn't lose the sensation. So if her arm moved in a weird she felt that and we didn't know what we were doing, you know, so at times it would hurt her and she never got mad at us. I mean, she might have like yelped in pain a little bit and we're just like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." And she was like, "It's okay," you know, like it she never yeah. So, you can't tell me that's not bravery and courage and I'm getting emotional. I'm trying to let that pass without getting emotional on camera and stopping the camera. Okay. So the way that she passed, I see as one of a brave and strong woman, and that can never be taken away from her. You know, like that is in my memory of her, and I pass that down, and I want to be that strong, and I feel like, you know, those are the gifts she did give me. Me seeing her go through what she went through and being brave enough to go through that. Yeah. All right. 36. Moving on up. The middle world is the realm of day-to-day reality and the playground of the living. It is the present moment where everything is happening, yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it's a mirror of the invisible realms. When things are right in the middle world, heaven and earth support everything. When they're not right, heaven and earth must be brought into order as well. The middle world shows up when conditions are favorable to your undertaking. Do not hesitate. Move forward as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right, so be expedient, but mindful and not reckless. The world is your playground, and what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease right now. So, coming out of this depressive state, if you've been in it for a long time, now is the time to decide to really, truly make an effort to come out of it. And Spirit is here to help you. The energy is there. The world is balanced. It's in your favor. I'm getting ladybug, lucky ladybug. Okay, let's go to Rainmaker. The Rainmaker is the master of manifestation. Y'all, I got Magician. Yes. I'm excited because this reading has been affirming for some of the energies I've been feeling, so it's really nice. I think Spirit knew I needed that. Who can call on the elements of nature to serve the greater good? Nature, I said you guys. When the power to co-create is used with integrity, great beauty and benefit flow to all. When this power is used for personal gain only, everyone suffers. When the earth is parched, the Rainmaker calls the waters from the heavens. This reminds me of when Hurricane Helene came, and I felt a huge collective praying for everyone, and I do feel like it really helped. And all that is dormant in the fields and in people's hearts spring to life again. I feel like the hurricane, the fires in California, I do feel like the election, I feel like all of that has kind of brought a lot of people together and realized that we can help each other and we can come together despite our differences. Okay. And the last one, 46, the serpent. The serpent is the life force of Mother Earth. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passion and creativity free. Those pills in the Matrix, the forbidden fruit. We're all blindfolded. We all come with our eyes shut, and then when they open, you see both sides. You see what it all is. The serpent power of the Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. That's funny because last night as I was going to sleep, I knew that we were going to fall asleep on the couch. So I wanted to put something on that it's not necessarily warm music, like my frequency music. And I didn't want it to be like jarring, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or, a comedy. I wanted it to be soothing, but also, informational. So I was like, ooh, mysteries of the world. Mysteries. Asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed this old skin that you've been so attached to and welcome the vulnerable pink underbelly that will bring you a fresh experience in your life. I've been hearing underbelly a lot. Your passion and sexuality are awakening, and this can be scary. Trust the wisdom of serpent to transform your sensual energies into beautiful, original manifestation. That's beautiful, you guys. I'm so excited for your journey here. I know it's tough, but I believe in you so strongly, especially if you've made it to 44:55 right now on the clock. I mean, if that's not the energy of transformation and change and welcoming it in and being open to it and being open to doing the things to come out of this depressive state that I feel you in. I gotta say, guys, I feel much lighter. So I know that that was not my energy. And woo, I have a journey ahead if that's how this is gonna be, Spirit. I guess that is how you get my attention, because I was like, this isn't mine. What do I do with this? And so I'm here to tell you what Spirit wants you to do to get out of it. And I hope that this resonated, and I hope that it gives you some guidance and some insight and shines a light on you don't have to be ashamed of being depressed. You don't have to hide away. You don't have to think you're wrong or weird or there's something wrong with you. No, this is Spirit trying to show you what you have inside of you that you still need to accept. So I know this is a tough journey, and I'm sending so much love and light to you. My heart is open to you, and I want it to drive you to find that fire. Okay? I love you guys so much. Bye.